At one point, way back in the day, the Brownies were a good team. A 5-time national championship. Okay, not national championship. 5-time championship team. They won 5 championships. And they won that with Otto. Now, sadly, for whatever reason, the game is, like, broken for me. And I can't get Otto's picture to load. Like, I have his picture in here, but for some reason, it just shows me a white box whenever I try to get to load. So, not sure why, but Otto is today going to be taking over the 2024 Cleveland Brownies. And this is what the roster looks like. And the schedule? Well, the schedule's not the easiest. The AFC North, every team except for the Bengals have a pretty difficult schedule. Overall wise, I think it's manageable. And I think that with the correct quarterback at, helm, they can be pretty successful. Now, last season, obviously, that correct quarterback was Joe Flacco. This year, they're going back, and because Deshaun got hurt last year, by the way. But this year, they're going to go full out with Deshaun Watson. I don't know if he's a quarterback that they should go with. Otto seems a little bit better. Although they can't do that because, real life is not Madden, okay? Madden, you can do this stuff in Madden. You can't do this stuff in real life. Week 4 now, and the Brownies are currently 2-1. I'm not sure if they're going to beat the Cowboys week 1. That's kind of on the fence about. It's possible they do, but I really think the Cowboys, they love starting off the season thinking, kind of getting their fans to think that they're the best team ever. So I wouldn't be surprised starting off the season if the Cowboys win that game versus the Brownies. But after that Cowboys game, again, some of these other games are very winnable for them. And they do lose the Ravens, though. Now, when you go against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, I don't blame you for losing. But they lose to the Chargers, too. Okay. 5-4 going into the bye week. Otto 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,900 yards. He also has 128 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Now, his archetype in this game is going to be a scrambler quarterback. That's what he was in real life. He's a very good mobile quarterback. So, I'm kind of hoping, we saw a little bit more rushing. It's very difficult to add a player to Madden and in any way them have similar numbers to Lamar Jackson. But I'd like to still see some of these more mobile quarterbacks from the past have a little bit higher numbers, But it's like EA took forever to fix Lamar in Madden having good scrambling numbers. There's no way they're going to fix anybody else. Anyway, though, the Browns right now are going on a freaking run. 9-4 versus 9-4. All right, let's see. This is in Cleveland, and they beat the Queefs. The Queefs go down. So now we got another Bengals matchup here. They sweep the Bengals for the season. But it looks like the Ravens, this last Ravens game might actually matter. It will not, actually. This is not really going to matter in the end because they win, but they're still 13-4, and the Ravens are 14-3, so they win the conference. So the Brownies get absolutely royally effed over here, and they get the 5th seed because the Ravens somehow were 1 game ahead of them, which they lost head-to-head. So I guess it works out in the end and makes sense in that context. But with that being said, let's take a look at the rest of this. So Ravens were the best team in the league, 14-3. This is another franchise video where there's so many good teams. I feel like this year, it's going to be a fun year, man. It's going to be an absolute fun year. Especially with everything going on with football being back. Always exciting. But I feel like so many teams are so good this year. And Otto did probably the best we have seen a quarterback do stat-wise in a very long time on my channel. But he didn't really have too much rushing wise, just a lot of passing yards. Now, again, the Browns do have a very good roster. They're a roster that is Super Bowl capable. So, not many teams in the NFL can you really say that for. There are some teams, but not too many where you can say, like, that's a Super Bowl team. That team could go win a Super Bowl this year. But Otto Graham did come in 5 for MVP award behind Aaron Rodgers, Dak, Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. So, of course, Lamar Jackson does win his 3rd MVP award, and that is awesome for him. Popularity contest, sorry. Anyway, though, they played the 9-8 CJ Stroud Texans. Last year, they lost to them in the playoffs, and this year, they lose to them in the playoffs. And both years, Deshaun Watson is not their starting quarterback, but for some odd reason, this man is like a curse for them to play the Texans in the playoffs. Alright, tell me why the Ravens are in the Super Bowl. We already know the Ravens going to be in the Super Bowl. Don't even play me right now. Yep, there we go. Every franchise I do, the Ravens always make the Super Bowl. I'm about to do a franchise where I give the Ravens Trent Dilfer. Well, not Trent. Well, Trent Dilfer actually did win a Super Bowl with them. But, like, I'm going to give them, like, I don't know, Troy Smith or something. And see if they can win a Super Bowl with Troy Smith. Probably won't, to be honest. But I guess it's kind of hard to expect anything else, to be honest, when you got you got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on the same team. And if you're Madden and you do simulations, that's the most broken sim ever, man. I mean, how do you stop the best running backs 1A, 1B in the league there? You got 1,000 yards, 1,500 yards, and 1,000 yards in 2 running backs. Have we ever had... I don't think we've ever had a team in history where they had 2 running backs. And again, I'm not calling Lamar a running back in this context. I'm saying he is, like, he's going to show up in the running back stats, okay? Because he's mobile. I don't think we've ever had in history 2 guys show up as maybe over 1,000 yards. He'll probably have over 1,000 yards here. Over 1,000 yards for rushing in like 2 categories, like in the backfield. Okay. In the rushing category, one team have 2,000 yard rushers. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Just completely butchered that. English is my first language. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. If you have any ideas of what you want to see next, tell me down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.